Okay, this is my first live session, so I'm just kind of like getting used to it. I'm real nervous, bear with me. I wanted to answer some questions, and the first one was, what do you believe to be the definition of love? As I believe differently from most. Okay, love, for me, there's only divine love, and there's a big difference between the human conditional love that I started out experiencing in the third dimension, which seemed to be very conditional. It was more like control dramas. Now I'm in a relationship that consists of divine love, and it's completely different than anything I've ever known. But I believe all love is divine. We all are divine, so all of our love is divine. It's more of making it last and sticking with it. Go ahead and type your questions and I'll get to them. My next question was signs you're on the right path. Okay, you're going to see these signs all around you. You're going to start to see synchronicities. You're just going to start to like be opening your eyes more and more aware of your surroundings. I went out to walk my dog a little while ago, and my mom, she sends me like a little like moth or butterflies like consistently every day. Like every morning when I walk the dog out, there's always signs from her. She comes and she plays with my dog. It's the cutest thing ever. I can always tell when she's around because she plays with the dog and it's so cute. But you're going to start to see like, 111. You're going to look at your battery on your phone and see it's at 555% or just crazy little signs. You're just going to start to see more and more. The veil is thinning. I actually have a question about that. It was from the same person. Let me see, Melina. It was, how does one go about seeing beyond and what are they seeing? Right now you're seeing the veil thin. You're starting to be able to see through everything. And I'm talking like politically, just in every aspect of your life, you're going to start to see the truth. You're going to start to be able to tell, like no one's going to be able to lie to you because you're like a human lie detector test at this point. Like these lies are not going to work on us anymore because we're going to be able to tell, we're going to be able to see through it. So basically the veil is thinning more and more and more. I'm not really sure what's going to happen because there's a lot of future probability lines, but things are going to get worse before they get better. But this veil is thinning, and so we're going to start to see spirits, entities, and all sorts of the unseen, that everything around us, like really like what my mom looks like, she's past at this point, is energy particles. And I've been able to see that in astral world and stuff like that. But we're going to be able to see, when you can see everything around you, I've only done that like in the astral world coming back, and I've seen everything in my house that's really there and all the energy particles, and it's insane. Like there's so much stuff around us that we can't see, and we're going to really start to be able to see this stuff. I had another question. How do you naturally get rid of the flu? Well, I'm really happy that you have the flu. I am so ecstatic. And you're going to be like, what? That's not the flu. Those are ascension symptoms, and it means that you're meant for big things. And you would rather have an ascension flu or ascension symptoms here than be trapped going to another planet for another 75,000 years. So congratulations, you're winning the lottery. Basically, the best way to get rid of these ascension symptoms is to rest and drink a lot of water. You can add lemon to your water. This water, basically your chakras were blocked. I started dealing with you a little bit and just even talking to me and doing a little bit of work on yourself. It basically started to unblock these chakras, which causes toxins to flush through your blood, and it can make you sick because your body is no longer in alignment with these lower vibration things. Anything low vibration is going to start to make you ill anyway. So you're getting these toxins out of your body. You would rather deal with this little bit of a flu now and get rid of it. Just drink a lot of water, start putting lemon in your water and resting, and it will pass. And basically our bodies are all changing. We were a carbon-based life form, and I just found this out. Every life on this planet, including animal life, is turning to crystal from carbon. So that's why you're seeing these massive fish die-offs. People are all reacting to this energy differently. It's basically killing a lot of people that aren't in alignment with it. I see a lot of people sick in the hospital, dying. It's basically ultimately going to kill those lower vibration entities that can't match the higher vibrations. So be really glad that your body is adjusting good to this. And just drink a lot more water and it will pass. The next question was, sorry, I'm a little nervous. If I'm struggling with fear over the state of our government, am I going to be left behind? I'm back and forth between knowing that all will be okay no matter what and feeling that I need to save the world. Okay, this is a good one. You're seeing crazy things politically. I couldn't be more excited about it. I love it. You're seeing crazy things politically, and you're seeing these crazy fear tactics. And I just watched a really disturbing video yesterday on World War II on Hitler, and I watched this speech he gave. And I mean, I'm like every one of you guys. I'm American. I went to American schools, and I learned, I'm not saying that I can condone the Holocaust in any way, because clearly I do not condone mass killing of people. But he was fighting the New World Order. He was fighting this current system that's in place now, and I didn't really know that. So we're seeing history repeat itself. It's the same people that are in control of our world now that are trying to start World War III, and it's happening. We might actually see the start of it before we shift completely. So we don't really know what we're going to see. We're seeing crazy things unfold. Any future probability lines I see involving Hillary or Trump are not very good, and Obama. So basically, don't fall into that fear trap where anything that's going to lead you with fear isn't good. But there's a difference between staying informed and up to date so you know what's going on in the world. I highly recommend. I watch End Time News. You can look on YouTube, End Time News, Bible Prophecy News, and I believe it's a channel called Soldier of God. And it keeps you up to date, like it's little clips from all the news all around the world. And it's really the only real news source that I've seemed to be able to find. So you definitely want to stop watching the news, reading the newspaper. And I'm seeing that Facebook is becoming almost like a way to spread media. So just be really like concerning with everything you see. Just question everything. That's the best advice I can give you. And you're definitely not getting left behind. Can Thoth be trusted? This is a really good one. Please type more questions because this is the last question I have. I would love to answer anything about the cosmos, our universe. It's a really big place, and I'm really knowledgeable on how people were made and stuff. So this one is really good. Anything, there's a lot of sources for information out there. It's really hard to find good sources. There's so much, distortion and misinformation. But the Emerald Tablets are definitely accurate. Thoth built the pyramids. He lived in Atlantis and has quite a history with us. So the Emerald Tablets are very accurate. Yes, Thoth is the forefather of knowledge. He's very trustable. And you're going to want to look at things that are trustable. Really good source of information I can recommend that I can trust completely would be the Law of One, and I'm talking the later channeled one that was channeled in the 80s. Any of those series are very good for information. Dolores Cannon, she was a hypnotherapist. She wrote the Convoluted Universe series, which I've only read 1.5 of them. They're very complex though, but I can assure you that everything she channeled was highly accurate. And I have a really good skill set to be able to basically look at something and tell whether or not it's the truth or not. I definitely need some more questions. Have the star signs shifted? David, can you tell me what you mean by star signs? Okay. I like this one, the way. And you guys can ask more than one question. Please ask some more because I'm running out. Can all the YouTube videos that have been channeled messages from archangels, can they be trusted? Channeling is very iffy. I would say that my major skill is I channel. I would say I watch the Victor Otto channel on YouTube, and he's a really skilled channeler that I see. Now, what is channeling? Basically, when you have all of your chakras open, you're going to be allowing more source energy to flow through you. So you're going to be an open channel, they say. So basically, anyone that is an open channel is going to be channeling information. Now, where does my information come from? I'm not sure. I believe I have embodied my higher self completely. I completely killed the ego, and I am the higher self that we talk about. That is me in this body. But where does my information come from? A lot of people are channeling different sources, such as extraterrestrial life. They're channeling angels, they're working with ascended masters, and there's a lot of information going through. I would just really use your own judgment. No, there's a lot of misinformation too, because and I don't know if this is just new age stuff. I've heard to stay away from new age stuff because it can be very misleading. I think it's kind of like religious systems in general, where they were meant to be good, but they were distorted. Be careful, because a lot of this kind of ascension information is being distorted. Just use your judgment. When someone's really connected and tuned in, you're going to be able to tell. I went to this really amazing medium with my twin flame, and I had goosebumps on my arms. I could just tell the entire time, because I'm connected, that she was completely tuned in and everything she was saying was the truth. And it was really amazing. You're going to be able to tell who's giving you message from the divine. And as for channeling, have you ever just called a friend, and the friend's like, oh my God, I was trying to talk to you. You called right at the exact perfect moment. Or have you ever just been there right at the perfect moment for something? We are all channels for the divine. We're all spreading the divine's word and messages. So we're all pretty much working on being open channels. The more of an open channel you are, the more information is going to come to you. So just use your discernment with this stuff. Ooh, David, I was a Scorpio, now I'm a Libra. Okay. That is not true. This is one of my favorite topics. Okay, perfect. I know exactly what you're talking about. If you're talking about the new astrology sign from NASA, I forget what it's called, the Oka whatever one. Well, that's bullshit. Okay, and there's always going to be like this kind of confusion. What better way to confuse the masses than tell them that their horoscope sign is shifted so they're completely out of alignment with what's going on? Doesn't that sound familiar? I'm not trying to say conspiracy theory, but that's completely bullshit. When the horoscope signs were started a long time ago, as in when they stole the current system from wherever it came from, I forget what culture, I believe it might have been like a Oriental country. They took the original system, and that was a sign, the Oka whatever one. It was currently a sign. There were 13 signs, but they didn't have room for it, so they got rid of the 13th sign. They dropped it down to 12, and that's our current system. So unless you're studying history, this will not apply to you. So you're still going to be a Scorpio. You definitely are a Scorpio. I see that you have a lot of that really good like intuition of a Scorpio too. So that's not true. Oh, thank you so much for the congratulations, guys. I'm really excited. I'm making my dreams come true on this journey. And just remember, we live in a manifest reality, and you really can change your reality in any way you want. Let's see. Do I believe, sorry, I'm doing these out of order. Do I believe in past lives? Not only do I believe in past lives, I have memories from my own past lives. I can tell you all about them. We go through the same scenarios. You're going through the same scenarios in this life from lessons that you didn't learn. So a lot of people, like the people they say are really asleep, they're going to go through tragic event after tragic event until they wake up. And they're going to keep repeating it. And we've all had really tragic lives. We've died tragically, all of us. Most of us lived during that I'm talking to you right now have lived during Atlantis, and we saw catastrophic things happen in Atlantis. Atlantis used to be really high levels of consciousness, and it was a really spiritual place until Martians came here after they destroyed their planet and like kind of altered our history. So they basically saw the Atlantis fell. There was nothing that anyone could do, human or extraterrestrial, and everyone saw the end there. And like as in pole shift. And so we all have a lot of memories of that. So when people say it's the end times right now, oh my God, the world's going to end, that's all very believable to us. We have all lived during these kind of catastrophic events. We've all had past lives where we were extraterrestrial, all different life forms. We haven't just been limited to human. That's why you're hearing a lot of people here are starseeds now that came here to help. So we absolutely have past lives. I was actually, my very last life, I guess I gave into the dark side and I did some kind of black magic. And so now I'm of much light thanks to that experience. It's very important to know, like even in this life, I've been through a lot of crazy experiences. I had a lot of tragedy and craziness in this life. I basically did like 20 lives in one. These experiences that I've been through, they don't shape who I am now. I see a lot of people that get hung up on like, oh, my life's ruined, I've destroyed my life, and blah, blah, they get really depressed. No, those experiences are not going to define you. Who I am now has nothing to do with my past lives, or anything. We chose to go through all of these experiences so we would wake up to our full potential. So the universe was never torturing you. It was really just responding to your vibration. And at any point in time, we have the choice to raise our vibration and change things. And you can completely rebuild your life. I've been many things in this life, and I'm doing something completely new now. And we have these soul contracts. We incarnate with the same people. We have soul contracts that ensure that we get together with the right people, we marry the right people, we have children with the right people, and we take care of our karma. David, I know you're awake. A lot of the people around me are very much awake. I'm attracting certain people to me, and it's really amazing. John, you have cluster headaches. Recently, the blood vessels in your temples have been throbbing, and it's getting more intense. Yes, I will tell you, I had very bad headaches. When my third eye opened, I had really bad headaches, and I mean, my entire head, I'm pretty sure, grew, as in like the back part right here. That's why I'm touching it, the crown part, and right here. I know that a lot of people, they meditate and have really like profound experiences. Like my twin flame saw Jesus when he reached enlightenment in his crown, and his third eye open. He saw Jesus and had some profound thing meditating. Basically, what I can remember was I started the real Ascension journey like a year ago, and probably a few months into it, I had a Reiki attunement, and then shortly after, it basically felt like I got shot in the head with shot in the head, but like my head exploded with light. like the back of my head. Like I completely felt my entire head explode. So it was kind of like profound. I could tell that was my crown chakra opening. And that was like a game changer for me. So these headaches, they're basically your third eye is going to expand. All of your chakras are expanding. I felt it very tightly in my heart chakra. It feels like heart palpitations. I could feel like, physical pain, tightness, all sorts of ascension symptoms. I did this process really fast. And I also came off of a lot of really addictive prescription medications at the same time. So I put my body through it. So these signs are actually a good thing. You don't want to get trapped and go where a lot of the people are going here. You really don't. So this is a good thing. What does it mean when a bright white light appears to you in the middle of the room and disappears, and where it is formed? It was during the witching hour as well. I'm not sure what the witching hour is. It might be like some kind of moon thing, I'm guessing. But when you have a white light up here, it's usually your guardian angel. We all have 2 guardian angels and a guide. So it could have been a guardian angel or a guide. It's a really good thing. Like they'll say that they see orbs or flashes of light. Those are usually guardian angels or guides. So Jesus and Buddha were guides. And I heard they were the only 2 guides that actually incarnated on earth. And they use, those are the people that they plan out your life. They're teachers. They're they're ascended masters, and they're really like, above. They don't have to come here. They came here to help change things, but they were guides. So everyone has a guide and 2 angels, and they're here to help you. We feel so alone. That separateness is something that's an illusion, and we feel like we're alone. And we have to use our own free will to choose to go back to source. That's how it works. That's what this process is. But you have so much help. Anyone that is in your family, like relatives that have crossed, they're here. Like the other realm is right here. Like in the same spot. Like basically the universe is kind of like it's kind of like an onion, the densities. It's like an onion. Every layer would be a higher density or a dimension. So it's in the same spot. I can be in the same spot in 3D, but yet be in 5D or maybe 8D if I'm not tuned in or whatever. So it's really in the same spot. So this veil is thinning, and we're going to start to be able to see all sorts of spirits, all sorts of entities. It's really important to protect yourself too. I've been seeing the veil thinning, and that can mean negative and positive entities can come through. I've been down for like 3 days, just starting to feel better. Okay, let me tell you about my life. Ascension is like a roller coaster ride. I just had, or I can call it a storm, as in you're going to go into this storm and you're going to be a different person when you come out, okay? So I go through these mini storms, you can call it a roller coaster. I had the most crazy, insane week last week. I did not stop. Like, I didn't have a day off. I just went right through the weekend. I had some stupid class, and I am like drained, exhausted, but yet today's my day off. I woke up refreshed and feeling great today, but I'm sure in a few days I'll be drained and, whatever. It's like back and forth, back and forth. I feel like a hamster in a ball, just spinning, and it's picking up. It's picking up. We're all going to start spinning more and more and more. And basically, as a light worker, we're the ones that are tipping the pendulum. We're making it spin out of control and all whacked out. We're the ones doing this. We're creating the evil in the world without intentionally trying to, just by being so good. So we're actually making this speed up and this happen quicker. I need some more questions. Why don't you have a pixie? I'm growing my hair out. I destroyed my entire body taking legal prescribed medications that were prescribed to me to help with pain from going through a windshield, and it destroyed my body. So I've been growing my hair out for like a year and healing my body, and it's still a process. Bash or cryon. I'm not sure what that is. They're always channeled by computerized messages. Well, that's because that's because they're from space. That's aliens giving you messages and helping you. Who do you think is helping with this ascension? We heard the call, and there's many people here to help in all different forms, trust me. And most of the help's going to come from people from space. That's why they do it in computerized messages. So those are probably really accurate. I keep hearing on these channel messages that concerning the election that something big is going to turn around and not going to turn out the way we think. Yep. Either with being Hillary or Trump, but that's going to be totally different than we think. Okay, you want me to tell you what I think is going to happen? And maybe many people not like this. Okay, I can see future probabilities. So I'm not the one who's going to pick the best one. Otherwise, I might pick a different one. I wouldn't know how it all play out. We're part of a divine plan that none of us can really even comprehend. So I know you feel like you want to go help the world. You're not going to ever be able to change the world. All you can do is change yourself and transform. We're going to see huge things politically. Honestly, I'm not really sure. We do not, that's an illusion if you think you have a choice between Hillary and Trump. This has all been set up and orchestrated. Like, everything's already been planned out. The people in charge already know what's going to happen. But I'll tell you what the goal is. The goal is to divide people enough with this Black Lives Matter, this killing police officers, everything you see going on, so that Obama can stay in office and they can martial law the entire country. So you're going to see this election is going to play a huge role in that. You're seeing water becoming a precious resource. You're seeing chemtrails everywhere, toxins in our food, vaccines. I don't know if everyone's noticed, but our government has decided that they want to kill 98% of people living on this planet. I believe it might even be 99%. This is someone said it. Makes sense to me. But they're definitely on a depopulation agenda, and self-preservation is key right now. You need to educate yourself so that you can stay safe. You do not want to be drinking unfiltered water. You don't want to be going to get a flu vaccine. You don't want to be spending a lot of time outside under the chemtrails and breathing aluminum in. You want to be careful about the food you're eating, because these choices are going to save your life ultimately. And this is not a conspiracy theory. These are proven facts. Like, they'll tell you themselves. There's basically, it has to do with carbon, and we're all using too much resources and the planet can't sustain like this. So they decided, oh, we'll just kill everyone instead of, telling them. Fear mongering. Well, I think I don't know what that means, but I think there's a difference between staying informed and spreading fear. I'm in no way, shape, or form trying to spread fear. I'm really excited about this shift. This is a good thing for us. So I'm not trying to spread fear. I'm very excited about this. Some big events are expected to occur around October 19th to 20th. Yes, I asked when the elections were. I believe they're the first week of November. I've heard the same thing. I heard something big was going to happen October 28th, I believe. It would have been the week of the 20th. Yes, big things are unfolding and everything is picking up intensity. You can tell by looking around the world, but you can tell with these natural disasters. There's crazy things going on with HARP too. You're going to see crazy hurricanes this year in the South. What was I in my past life, Janice? Well, if you will email me, I will be happy to do a birth chart for you, and I can tell exactly what you were your just last life. So I would have to talk to you a little bit more in depth. Megan, what was the headache answer? Oh, well, your third eye is opening up. All of your chakras are going to. They're so full of crap from living in this world. We've been fluorinated, we've been whatever. So all of our chakras are some more than others, blocked. An average person that I deal with has 2 blocked chakras. My boyfriend's mom, who's the worst case scenario, she has maybe 4 or 5. So average is 1 to 2. We're all usually dealing with 1 to 2. I would have mine all open, and then I would go to work and deal with my low vibration boss. And then my first 2 would get messed up because his were messed up because I'm an empath and I was taking on his energy. So it's very important that you pay attention to mainly who you're sleeping with and mainly who you're around. Because if you're an empath, and most of us are, every person started out being an empath. It's not like a special trait. We were all empaths and we were all psychic. We're just tapping into that again. But as an empath, you're going to take on people's energy without trying to. And I started experimenting and doing advanced moves like taking back my energy. And just honestly, the best way is to remove yourself from situations that do not serve you. Have I done any soul contract removals? You have the ability to yourself. You don't have to go to someone else. You have the ability to look at every relationship in your life and just basically say, I came to Earth and it didn't work out the way I wanted, and I don't want to come back and try again with that person. I want to rip this contract up. And you can rip up any contract right there just by saying that. So I've threatened my twin flame many times because my last contract on Earth is to get married and have 2 kids. And I've said, oh, I'm going to rip up the contracts, joking around or whatever. But you really have the ability to do that yourself. We made these contracts ourselves so that we would learn. If it didn't go the way you wanted and you don't want to come back, just forgive the person. Basically, we're holding on. We're holding on to this illusion that, okay, let me give you an example. I didn't have the best childhood, so I could trap myself here by not forgiving either of my parents. I would have to come back again with them. I'm not doing that. I forgive them completely. Want me to tell you why? Because I know that's me, just another life. And I, wasn't as evolved, and I was a different person. So I have nothing but compassion for that person. We are all one. You're every incarnation here on this planet. You've done every life in the Matrix to get out of here. You will have to have done every life in the Matrix. So there isn't this separation. That's an illusion. David, will I live on Earth again? after I pass, or will I ascend to the next level? You're not coming back to Earth, honey. No, you're ascending this life, and that's your goal. That's your mission. You're already working on it, and you're well on the path. And I know you can tell you're on the path. So, of course, you're not coming back here. By the way, coming back to Earth. Okay, let me explain this a little bit. Our entire planet is moving through space, okay? It's moving to higher dimensions. So I get the people that say, I don't want to change. I want to keep these shitty systems in place. I love it here. I mean, I know a lot of people like that. But that's not optional. The whole planet's moving through space. So those that are going to be the luckiest are going to be those that have a vibration high enough to stay with the Earth. As in other words, we're basically like fleas on a dog. And we're going to go with the Earth if we're lucky. Those that are not lucky and they're too low vibration, you're going to another planet to learn for another 75,000 years. And it's going to be a really shitty planet because it's going to be all war, disease, anything low vibration that didn't make a cut. So it basically sounds like hell to me. And the 75,000 years is like, I don't know, 75K incarnations. I am not doing that. So I'm just going to let you know that this is going to be my last life on Earth. I'm here to build a new Earth. And a lot of us already are building the new Earth, and we're in the same spot as the old Earth, and eventually it's going to separate. It's not going to be able to sustain. It is working on anchoring in. Change your vibration. Please elaborate. Okay, every person has a vibration. If you've had shitty things happen to you in your life, and everyone has, it's not going to be because the universe is torturing you. We're actually on this different kind of system where the universe just responds to our vibration. So everyone's going to vibrate at a different frequency. Things like toxins, drugs, alcohol, they can really lower your vibration. And when you have a really low vibration, you're susceptible to negative entity attachments. A lot of people here have negative entities in their auras, in them, whatever. It's not good. So you're going to want to raise your vibration. You're going to want to get rid of things like nicotine, coffee, things that aren't serving you. Just in a health capacity, you're going to want to eat healthier. And just basically eliminate toxins. That's the best thing you can do to raise your vibration. Love and gratitude are going to be a really high vibration. Fear and anxiety are like the lowest vibrations. So our government and every system, like churches, whatever, control systems, spread fear. Because that's what keeps people in line. Right now they're having a hard time keeping everyone in line, like in place. So they have like their mind control stuff like amped up to a 10. So it's really important right now that you are raising your vibration slowly with the planet, because otherwise you're not going to match the planet's vibration and you're going to end up getting sorted to the other planet. How do I become in tune with finding out what my past lives have been? You can go ahead and message me. This is an open offer if anyone wants to do this, and I can do a natal chart. And this will tell me everyone is a mix of different horoscope signs. You're not just one sign. You can't just look at a piece of paper and I can say, oh, I'm a Taurus. That's great. That doesn't really tell me a lot. Honestly, it doesn't tell me anything. So you can go ahead and message me. All I need is your date of birth and the city you were born in. And I get back to you pretty fast. All I need is your date of birth and the city you were born in, and I can pull up a natal chart and I can see many things, because everyone is a mix of all of the elements. Every person has at least one fire, earth, water, and wind. So we can all draw on these. I can tell things like about your love life. I can see your past life, your soul path now, like what you should be doing with your life now. I can see a lot of things, and it basically just tells me a lot about your personality and can help me gauge you better. So we can access this information about our past lives, and sooner or later your memories are going to start coming back. You're going to start being able to remember these lives and then say, oh wow, that makes a lot of sense, this life. But a lot of the time, your past lives, you have been people that are around you now. This is so crazy. Hi, Cameron. This is so crazy. I've been dealing with a terrible headache in the front and back, and I've been thinking about a pinched nerve. Okay. How about the people that are dying of cancer? How about the people whose bodies are disintegrating and they are literally dying? I'm seeing people like on their deathbed in the hospital. So be really glad you just have a headache and you're going to the new earth. That's a really good thing. Now, these headaches, honestly, energy healing works really good. I do see a lot of you guys sick. People think I sound crazy, and I send you healing energy when I see your statuses and I see you have a headache and I see, or whatever. I do send you healing energy, and that's probably the best thing you can do. Just rest. I have like Ascension burnout where I'm on like information overload, and after this, I'm going to go watch TV. So, like, just try to rest because your body, the entire body, entire body is changing from the inside out. Doctors can even see it. They're just not telling people. But these children, 0 to 5 years old, that's another thing I draw to me is crystal children. These children are here to save the world. And these kids are being born with all of their DNA activated. Like, we're going through a process. I believe we're activating like 2 strands at a time. I'm going to activate another 2 strands next month in November. And right now I've activated 12 strands of DNA. I'm not like an expert on this subject, but and my twin flame has activated 10 strands. When you activate 12 strands, you're at like psychic medium status. So I'm kind of excited to keep going up. And this is a process. So I've activated all this DNA within a year. So just keep staying on the path and you'll slowly start activating more and more DNA. These kids are being born with all their DNA turned on and activated. And scientists don't even know what that can do, but it's really going to be amazing. Okay. Sherry, I seem to be surrounded by death and tragedy. As I'm typing this, my TV is turning on and off and changing channels on its own. Yes, you are. You have multiple problems. The best advice I can give you is get some sage and sage out your house immediately. Say a prayer, ask God to put your house in white light, or Archangel Michael. You can call on them to put yourself in white light. Take a sea salt bath and pray to have your cords cut too. Because I see like you have a lot of cords surrounding you. This death and tragedy is to wake you up. You're going to have to wake up to your divine self. The universe is clearly trying to give you a message, turning your TV on and off. How can it be any more obvious that it's trying to get your attention? You're off your path. You need to make a change. You need to start changing yourself. And you need to really start paying attention to your surroundings. Just start getting rid of anything that doesn't serve you. But the best thing I can tell you to do is sage out your house and pray to have it cleansed. How do I find out what spirit or entity is trying to contact me? Okay. Well, my mom died when I was younger, and at first she would contact me in my dreams, and I would ask her like about how she died and stuff, and she had no idea and couldn't remember she was dead and all sorts of. It was mostly like dreams. But then I started being able to see spirits and entities in real life. You don't always know who's contacting you. I don't really question who gives me my information because I believe it's from different sources. I believe it's my higher self. Since I've embodied my higher self, I just have that knowledge about the universe somehow. Or maybe my mom gives me downloads. I know my boyfriend's dad gives me information because he's passed. And I know I definitely have had contact with aliens. So I think it comes from many different sources. You can't always tell. Just embrace it. It's not a bad thing. People will be like, oh, you're going to go to hell. I've been told I've been going to hell all the time. But trust me, I don't believe in it. Just embrace it. Is my spirit guide's name Solar? Well, if you want to name him Solar, you can, but spirit guides don't have names. I think people usually give them the names. And they think it's really funny, actually, when we give him these names. So, yes, he's Solar because you named him that. But that wasn't his real name. These things are just kind of like beyond our human intellect. But they actually have a sense of humor, and he thinks that's funny. Can you sense if electronic things don't work in my surrounding? Wait. Sense of electronic things don't work in my surroundings. Things like system and internet just don't work for me. Only me among... Okay, I get this. I know, you're from another country. I do understand this. Okay, I used to blow out. I could get really mad. And I remember at my house blowing out the entire electrical system with a blow dryer, being mad. I have had a fight with my twin flame where... This is in the beginning where I went to slap him and I light bulbed him and almost killed him. So these are kind of like things that are going to teach you about your powers. You're affecting the electricity around you. I've also had someone who had an electric car that I blew up just being in the car. So some people have electricity that's way more charged up than others. Those are mainly healers. Stephanie, I see you're sick. You're always sick with these allergy problems, all sorts of stuff. Nothing's working. That's because you're a healer. You're going to learn how to heal by healing yourself first. So a lot of people that are going through sickness and... I don't know if you're still on here, Jesse. I just see you're having like surgery and stuff. You're going through this sickness so that you can heal yourself and that you can learn more about our medical system. So, I mean, it's really crazy. I'm an indigo and I'm here to fight these corrupt systems. And a lot of my life I was dragged in and out of them. So that was so that and then also I had a lot of health problems, and that was so I could grow into being a healer and learn more about what I could do. So start paying attention. Electricity is not good for us anyway. Do you notice how, let me see, I have a cell phone, I have a computer on the bed, I don't know if you can see it, computer on the bed, and I'm holding an iPad. Okay, so we're surrounding by, and I could point out a bunch of electricity like in my room, electrical devices. We're surrounded by electrical devices, and they're actually very bad for us. EMT wave, I guess they're waves. EMT devices are not good to be around us. So just be careful. A lot of us are glued to the phone all day long. I'm the worst one out of everyone. Just be careful being around these electronic devices when you get charged up, and start playing with it. I hope you get better. Oh, I heal a little more every day. I've been completely chemical free for a year. I came off some really heavy duty medications, and I'm just healing every day. My DNA is healing, and I'm doing really amazing. And I recommend that anyone, if I can do it, you can, because I had very serious health problems. I would recommend everyone trying to do things naturally. What if you're struggling with prescription drugs? Yes, I was on heavy-duty painkillers and all sorts of drugs for years. And all that does is shuts you down and blocks your consciousness so that you're not going to be experiencing the source energy flowing through you. It is essentially a soul trap. It will keep you stuck. So you really have to get rid of these addictions, whatever they may be. I mean, I see worse addictions with people in relationships. So don't like bang yourself up around it. Like I was taught there was something wrong with me my entire life. I was on every psych med there is. Like, God forbid, people might just think I'm normal. But no, we live in a society where they push prescriptions down your throat because they want to keep you asleep and they want to take your money. That's the truth of it. There was nothing wrong with you, but if you look back to when you started doing drugs, you're going to be just like me. Anyone who did drugs, it was because we were empathic and we couldn't handle this world. There was something wrong with the world, everything. And we can't handle an environment like that. We're from high levels of consciousness. Are you kidding? We're used to living in Atlantis and Lemuria and on beautiful planets. We're not used to this. It's very dense and painful here. So we found vices. We did what everyone else does, which is drink and do drugs and go to the psychiatrist and get some more drugs and smoke some cigarettes, throw some coffee in on that. Let me see, some low vibration food. Just go to the store. You don't have to try hard for that. Oh, they put fluoride in our water. They're spraying our sky. They're poisoning us through the healthcare system. How could you not get trapped here? In some capacity, we're all trapped here. I don't see anyone here that's a rainbow light body ascended master teaching me. I don't see anyone that's ascended, I mean, maybe through my consciousness, but I'm saying in the physical, I don't see anyone liberated from the earth plane here. We're all still trapped here. So I chose to stay here, believe it or not. I wanted to stay rather than ascend and leave. Sounds crazy. I want to help people, but none of us are completely liberated. So everyone's struggling with something. I'm still gonna all the time be trying to purify my life and get it as pure as I can, but it's very hard when we live in two worlds at once. Let's see. And any more questions, probably. What do we do in love to know we're on the path, and how do we grow into just love and fun and not worry about hurting others? Okay, this helps me a lot. There's on my website, sparksofdivinelighthealing.com, I put this story. It's called the egg story, and basically this helped me feel better about anyone I've ever hurt in my past. I'm not an angel, trust me. I'm still learning how to be a nicer person every day. So you haven't hurt anyone. You've only hurt yourself. We can only hurt ourselves. You can't hurt anyone else. There is no one else. That's an illusion. You're a mirror. Like when I look at you, it's a reflection of myself. And when you look at me, it's a reflection of yourself. We're all one. We all have only one consciousness. So I'm not really sure. It's a really big notion. I'm not really sure how that plays out. But that's an illusion. So what you do is you forgive yourself. You forgive yourself and you change. You're beautiful. I didn't know you were a fairy, Amanda. That makes sense to me. And so a lot of us come from so many different places. She's a cute little elemental, some kind of fairy. I'm not sure what kind. But I know someone else. I haven't told him yet, but he's an elf. So that's really cool. We all have so many different backgrounds. Amanda, you're going to want to dance. You're going to want to go with your friends. You're going to want to find a group of your own soul family that you're going to vibe with. And this is going to make you so happy. We're all coming back together as a soul group. We incarnate here with the same people. And you're going to attract your tribe, and you're going to be very happy. And so many of us have twin flames here. I see she has one too. I told her to get away from that guy, the karmic one. I hope you did. I hope that's why you're doing so good. Because it's only through loving ourselves enough to leave these shitty relationships that we're going to find the ultimate love. And that's divine love. That's a love that can totally redeem us. So you do have a twin flame, Amanda. That guy you were with was not the right one. He's a karmic one. And you're going to start to love yourself more and more, and then that's going to lead you to your love. If you're looking for that ultimate love, start meditating, because that love is within you all the time. Thank you, David. I talk great logic. I'm still really nervous. I'm still like adjusting to this and getting used to it. No, but please ask a lot of questions. I do have a lot of crazy knowledge about, like, I don't know, crazy things in the cosmos. The more like drain washing people. I'm not sure what that means, but if it's like on an energetic level, we are surrounded by systems that are taking our energy and draining us from afar. I assure you. You turn on the news, you're going to be giving all your energy to that whoever. So energetic vampires are very real. Reptiles, they live and they feed on our fear energy. That's how they survive. So the answer, the solution is to stop living in fear and just get rid of that emotion completely, live in love, and these entities will be destroyed because they won't have the energy to feed on. So that's how we do this. This is how we ascend. We shift to love. When they don't have that fear, they're not going to be able to survive. And it doesn't matter anyway, because these reptiles are dying as we speak, whether they know it or not, because they can't handle these higher vibration energies. They just don't even know it yet. Or they might be underground. Aileen, can you give me a more specific question? Just ask me something specific. If any of you guys want to know anything about your life now, just ask specific questions. Is my son one of those crystal children? How old is he? If your kid's 0 to 5 years old at this point, yes, they're a crystal child. Usually there are some, I'm not saying that they have to be that age, because there are, like my soulmate, before my flame, my soulmate, who's a friend of mine, he's a crystal child, and he's like 37 years old. So you can be spread out. I know another one who's like 18. And these crystal children that are older, that are like adults now, they feel very out of place because they're a little bit too old to be here. But these crystal children are the hope of the future. They're very empathic. They're psychic. They use telepathy so they can read your minds. So I see my friend Megan talks to her baby like, oh, hey, little, oh, you're so cute. Like baby talk. That child is so much more evolved than you. He's probably laughing at you in his mind when you do that. I just had to tell you. Also, these children, do you know what the best thing I just learned from my friend was? These children feel very out of place here. They're from high levels of consciousness, and a lot of them are getting sick and having health problems. And the best thing you can do, put on some space cartoons for them. Get them a Hang in Space mobile. Do their room in like a space theme, and they will be right at home. It will help them adjust so much. What is a twin flame? Okay, in the beginning, people were made in pairs, and then we descended. We were incarnated into Earth. So every soul, okay, souls can have more than one aspect. As in, my soul could have chosen to put 3 incarnations down here on Earth, or maybe 6. Like I've heard maybe even up to 7. I might have a bunch of lives going on all at the same time. Me and my twin flame are from the same soul, and we have incarnated here at the same time so we could find each other and do a mission together. But we only have one soul. We are 2 bodies and 1 soul. So we're exactly the same person living in separate incarnations. So if I had been a boy and grown up with his family and his DNA, I would have been him. So you're going to recognize this person by their eyes. And I had a soulmate relationship before this. We have about 20 soulmates we meet per life. So it's not like, oh my God, a soulmate so rare. It's actually very common. We have different relationships. We have karmic ones, soulmates, and twin flames. And a twin flame is that ultimate love. It's divine love. And that's how you get close to the divine. So it's not like, oh, I have half of a soul and he has half of the soul. No, I have my complete soul, so does he, but we're the same person. So this is a crazy love, and it will transform your life in every way. And if you want to find that ultimate love, the best way to do that is to meditate, because your twin flame has been with you your entire life before you met them. They've been there. There's one that's going to go down and basically be the warrior, and there's one that's going to be an observer. This life, I was the warrior, and he's observing, and you will be reunited later to finish your mission. And when twin flames incarnate together, it's to do a mission. Think like Jesus and Mary. They were the most notable example I can give you of twin flames. He ascended, and then she carried on his work. How do you get rid of anxiety without medication? You're meant to feel that anxiety. I mean, I went through really crazy. I would have like panic attacks. Like I almost had like agoraphobia where I couldn't go out in public, and just because it was too intense for me. You're growing into your power. That's why. Like it's going to feel very anxious. So if you start taking medication for anxiety, all it's going to do is prolong you and keep you in that state of paranoia, that crazy anxious state longer. I mean, you could stay in that state for years if you stay on the medication for years. It's not going to be until you come off of that medication and deal with it that you're going to get past that and grow into your power. And then that will be a useful thing, being empathic. In the beginning, it's really like stressful and you hate it. But actually, I can choose who to tune into and who not to tune into. So you're going to grow into your power. Medications are horrible because they just basically keep you in that prolonged state of anxiety. That's why they're pushed on us. How can I heal myself, Stephanie? I've gone over it with you extensively. Just try to eat higher vibration foods and pay attention to your body. Yeah, Cameron, be careful. Things like EMFs. You're an empath. Everyone talking to me pretty much is. Take sea salt baths. I take a sea salt bath every morning now instead of a shower. It just sounds crazy, but it cleans your aura really good. I'd rather be out camping and one with nature and hunt for deer as food. I would love to eat some deer. I eat meat. Don't jump down my throat just because that's my personal choice. But nature is really good for you. So it's getting a little bit cold out. I would definitely enjoy nature while you can. Nature is a natural detox. It's the best thing that you can do. And we're learning that. We embrace a civilization that doesn't care about nature and wants to destroy it. And we really need our planet. And I'm really upset with the things going on with our planet because that's why it's fighting back and exasperating us. I spent years on meds, yes. And you had an awakening and you naturally just stopped taking them, let me guess. This would be Sherry. Well, that's what happened to me. I smoked cigarettes. I naturally stopped smoking. My vibration became too high where I couldn't handle these lower vibration things. I'm having a problem right now with my toothpaste. This is like the third one I've tried. If anyone has any suggestions, let me know because it's like I'm really sensitive to it and it's making me physically sick. So I need to look into a different kind of toothpaste that maybe doesn't have fluoride or chemicals in it. So you're going to naturally, your body's just going to get too sensitive. And what about those people that don't care about raising their vibration? Whether you notice it or not, the entire planet is raising its vibration. So you're going to feel it. You're going to feel these effects whether you like it or not. It's not optional. Oh, he won't text you back, Amanda. That's amazing. And look how much better your energy is. You're looking beautiful. You're glowing. You have more energy because he's not eating you anymore. I'm just saying. Hi, Wanda. Please send me more questions. I want alien questions. I've been single for over 10 years because I believe that the right one's out there. Yes, Dave, there is the right one. A lot of us fell for the wrong ones. Those karmic relationships feel so familiar and your soul will pull you into them because they want you to clear that karma up. And those relationships do not end well. And they aren't gonna. So it's a good thing you're waiting. A lot of people, they are broken and they go attract broken people and it's a disaster. How do I get my hair blonde like that? Well, I stopped dyeing my hair a while ago. Natural kick. And it's growing out. So it's natural, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really impressed with it. Maybe I'm Pleiadian. I don't know. I might be. I heard all people are Pleiadian. This is how I heard people, just off the topic. I heard that people were seeded by extraterrestrial life, and that was an order from source. So it doesn't go against your religious views, but aliens definitely made us. And this is how all life is seeded. On every planet. So they took Pleiadian DNA, they took reptilian DNA, and a bunch of other kinds, and they made people. So we all have some Pleiadian in us. Maybe that's why I'm blonde. Grace, he's 4. Yes, your kid is a crystal child, and he is waking you up. Did you ever wonder how you woke up? Look back, and oh my God, you had a baby, and he woke you up. So just being around him is affecting you. It's changing your DNA just being around your kid. These kids, they don't have to do anything. They're the ones teaching you. Our children, we're not here to teach them. We're not here to raise these kids. We have children so that they can teach us valuable lessons. They're the teacher. Anyone's kids are going to be 1,000,000 times more evolved than them. So I know that's a hard concept for some people. As for people, you got to message me your chart because it's takes me a minute. Your newborn is definitely divine, Jessica. She definitely your Nan is in your house all the time. She's a lot like my mom, where my mom will come play with the dog. So pay attention because maybe your grandma will be paying attention to this video and she'll start playing with your dog to show you. But your kid's gonna be able to see her. You're not going to be able to so much, but she's going to be able to tell. She's going to be able to feel her. She's very connected. These crystal kids, they're very connected to source. They're much more tuned into me. That's why I draw them to me. They fascinate me, and they're very connected. They're very spiritual children. They're the hope of the future. How do you know what you are, Cameron? You're going to start to remember. You're going to start to have these memories flooding back in your dreams and in real life. This is a really good technique I use. I ask my higher self to show me things in my dreams, and it always works. Basically, you're going to kill your ego and you're going to embody your higher self. And when you do that, your higher self has all the knowledge of the universe. Oh, coconut oil. Yeah, Chris, please do get back to me, because, I mean, I'm me and my twin flame, too. He's like, I can't even use toothpaste anymore. Like, we're becoming so sensitive to our surroundings that it's really, like, having an effect on us. Like, I mean, I had, like, a half a Starbucks coffee yesterday, and I almost died. Oh, why are they hiding aliens from us? Okay, why? Are you kidding me? They're hiding everything from you. Want me to tell you why? Because it's the aliens that are hiding it from you. We have reptile shapeshifters that have been running our country for, since like Egypt's time. And they have completely distorted humanity. These are not humans. They look like humans, but they are shapeshifters. And that's why they're hiding it from you. Because they are controlling these systems. When you reach, Ethan, when you reach a certain vibration, why can we see through the skin and see what... why can we see through the skin and see that we're made of stars? People are definitely all made of stars, and when I think of like stars in the sky, I almost relate to them like people. So we're definitely made of stars. I think that honestly we're going to turn into stars. Like after our lives here, we basically turn into them almost. I don't know, it's kind of a hard concept. I don't know. We're going to definitely be more like rainbow light bodies, though. We're getting rid of, but the goal is, with Ascension, is to walk into heaven with our human bodies, but right here on Earth. So the Earth is only going to keep going up in vibration, and we're going to keep going with it. Not everyone will, but we will. We're going to keep going up with it, and the goal is to keep the human body, but be able to walk into heaven. But it's changing from carbon to crystal, so it's going to be a lot lighter, almost like a light body. Cameron, you do. Well, people, I'm trying to read it. I always felt like someone watching me, almost positive it looked like an alien or something very crazy in my face. A lot of people have like abduction experiences with like grays and stuff, and these are things that you agreed to before your life here. Most of the time, these people are part of a genetic experiment, and they agreed to help these civilizations. So there's a lot of like people that are being abducted, tracked, where basically Earth is part of several genetic experiments. That's where we're living, in the middle of a genetic experiment. So there's all sorts of crazy things happening. Most of the time when you have experiences with aliens, you're not going to remember them. You had your memory wiped. So most likely you're probably an abductee. I would bet money you probably have a chip in your arm. And that will throw off like your computer. My boyfriend has been chipped, and like it kind of like makes the computer not work around him. Grace, I was pregnant when I started becoming sensitive. Yes, these kids really are waking you up. And that kid is more sensitive than you. I don't want to get on like a crazy vaccine debate, but vaccines are detrimental to these children. My sister has I have a sick nephew. I don't know if some of you guys saw that in a light worker group. And I just asked her, he's 7 months old, so I just assumed he probably got his 6-month vaccines a month ago, and now he's in the hospital with really bad problems in the lungs. So these children are very sensitive to chemicals, vaccines, medications. Oh, and he can't take antibiotics. He's sensitive to them. These kids are going to be sensitive to everything in their surroundings. It's also very important that you're careful who you have them around, just because you don't want them to burn out energetically. Anyone with a crystal kid, I would highly recommend you dump some salt in their bath. It will help them immensely. Give them crystals to play with. These are natural healers. They'll be able to do crazy things. I have like a couple of videos on my site. Like you can message me and ask. I have some videos for kids. It's really good to show them this enlightenment stuff, because they're going to have more memory of their past lives than you guys do. Let's see. Aileen, I'm a healer and an empath. What can you tell me about your life? I would have to have a little bit more talk with you. But you're already on the right path, because you know you're a healer and an empath. So a lot of people aren't even that lucky right now. Let's see. I need some more questions for sure. Honey really does help. Jessica, it's amazing. It will help your immune system, and it will help you get better. Let's see. I really need some new ones. Okay. Oh. When I talk about this topic, it keeps freezing. I have a crazy effect on electronics. I don't know if you can see it's shaking too because I'm vibrating. I'm like vibrating, like shaking. So it's shaking too. Both of my daughters are crystal children. I've been waking up for a while. Then I have my Sagittarius, almost 2 years old. I feel more awake. But I always looked in the mirror since I was a child, and it's felt like I've always known them different. Yeah, we all want to just go home. We hate it here. We feel like we shouldn't come here. Like, it gets very, like, it's just basically very dense, and you're going to be homesick. You're going to long to go home during this awakening. You're going to know you're not from here, and you're going to miss it. So, we're from very high levels of consciousness. I guess that's about it. I'm going to try to go live again tomorrow. So, definitely join me. If you have any questions, type them on my page or something. And namaste, love and light, guys.